Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Ever17, the Out of Infinity. Now, last time, I'm having trouble remembering. Remember, it was the deal with Tsugumi getting hurt. I did the thing purposely wrong, and I can't remember if he said this last time. Oh, that's right. It's a choice. Gotta end this on a choice. So this time I wonder what's gonna happen if it's too much. If it's gonna be rather different. This time we're gonna say I didn't say. Well, we're not gonna say anything actually. Well, I'm not gonna say anything. Just gonna sit there and stare at her. I know how to respond to that. I'd saved Tsugumi, and yet I'd caused Tsugumi to get hurt. From here on, I just didn't know what to say. All I could do was just stare blankly, silently. I then bowed my head. There was nothing else I could do. I raised my head. Tsugumi was glaring at me again. Tsugumi sighed heavily. What? What? I jumped up from the bed, shaking my fist furiously. Okay, that I do remember. That's quite a turnaround. I'll bring you in when something different pops up. Alright. It appears that the three of them, you, the kid, and Coco, have cornered Takeshi and about what he was doing the night before when he was, I guess when he was there with Tsugumi. So this last time I said I went to see Tsugumi. This time I'm going to say I went to the bathroom. Alright, I had to take a poo. We tell you every time I take a poo, you mean make a chart for you? A poo chart. I just went to the bathroom. At a certain point, it got pretty urgent. Look, sometimes it takes me a long time. Well, I like the upstairs toilet better. The one in the back, the color, the shape, the way it feels when you sit down. And the magazines. Magazines are great. Let's not get into the details, kid. Do you want details about this? Is this one of your hobbies or something? I cuffed him on the head. Listen, you're the one who started this. You're with the whole reporter act. She stuck out her tongue. No one seemed inclined to question me further, so that solved that. Everyone milled about the rest area. I felt the energy drain out of me. I wasn't tense, but I wasn't relaxed either. I was just tired. I sat quietly thinking. When I couldn't sleep, I had been pondering all sorts of things. About Tsugumi and Sora. I may have hurt Sora's feelings. She always smiled and said she didn't mind, but okay. Oh yeah, this is the Pygmalion scene, right? Yeah, I think this whole thing is. Oh, whoa. Yeah, let's make sure. Let's say he has a very. Yeah, a guy marrying a statue that it's not creepy at all. I raised my hand and declared, kind of like a Like maybe something like a ventriloquist dummy, you know, a ventriloquist marrying his dummy or something. Pretty weird, actually. I object. Who are you? Phoenix Wright or something?
Hi.
He just stands up at the end of a story and says, I object to this story. What's happily ever after about that story? Doesn't make any sense to me.
なんでよ。
Pygmalion just had an obsession with his sculpture. It didn't work. He stayed inside talking to her, thinking, oh, if only my statue was a real beautiful woman. What a dark, depressing story, Pygmalion. I don't see anything happy about that. He just happened to have a selfish request granted by a goddess. The end.
分かってないね、お客さん。
You know what? I just got an idea. I think I'll write I should write a story or something like that on the guy and his WoW character or something. That would be hilarious. And at the end, the WoW character comes alive and goes about slashing people with its axe or sword. Or it's been a while since I played it. Didn't really play it for very long, but I guess there's axes in it.
話の本質はそこではないのだよ、ハドソン君。
She threw back her shoulders and started talking again.
このピグマリオンの話はね、望んで願い、努力を怠らなければそれは叶うという、そのことを言い表してるのよ。魂込めて作った彫像を本気で愛し、いつか言葉を返してくれると信じたからこそ、ピグマリオンの願いは叶ったんだから。
そうなんだ。
おへー。あ、ちょっと話は変わるけど、ローゼンタールという人が唱えたピグマリオン効果というのがあって。
She was acting like a professor on a soapbox. It seemed like she was overdoing the whole thing, but her ridiculous expressions were so amusing I got drawn in despite having objections
そ
before.
れとちょっと意味合いが違ってて、どちらにせよ、そうであると信じることが重要になるのであって。
Okay, I'll go ahead and do the skill.
プラナリは夜つぐみが目を覚ました時にもう会ってるんだっけ？
Okay, that was quick. Well, yeah. Being asked forced me to remember the night before. Scummy saying, I want to die. But then she'd eaten 3 sandwiches. If she would just recover. Wait up, you had seen Tsugumi? Okay, so this is different based on what he said earlier. Okay.
今朝ね、空からちょっとだけ聞いたよ。つぐみの容態と慌てふためいたクラナリの走りっぷりをね。
You know, yeah, with only 7 people there, it's not like you can keep stuff to yourself. People talk.
少年が言ってた夜の非常階段ダッシュ。その理由はつぐみなんでしょ？
Alright, you listen here. A minute ago you were pretending to be a reporter, trying to get me to tell you. Why do you ask about something you already know?
あら、いつまでも誤解を招くような態度をとっているあなたが悪いのでございますのことよ。
You little... I hate to admit it, but she had taken me for a ride. And I had no comeback. So, how do you think Tsugumi's doing? Aren't you worried about her?
あ、なんかごまかしてるわよ、この男。
Shut up. If you know something, say it already.
救護室の医療用コンピューターのデータはレミが常に監視してるはずだから。そのレミが何も報告してこないってことは、つぐみはちゃんとおとなしく寝てるんじゃない？
Well, that's a relief, unless she's broken the machinery and ran away. We reached the
花束で
infirmary.
も持ってくればよかったかな。
And where do you think you'll find flowers?
ま、それもそうだね。
Well, there are flowers in the rest area, though, aren't they? Entering first, I mustered a cheerful voice. Hey, Tsugumi! You alive? Are you dead? I had to force them, but I dragged everyone along to see you. Ow.
ちょっとクラナリ、 そういうトゲのあ
I
る
think this is where she's missing, isn't it? Yep, it is. Alright. Where did she go? She's there in the communications room, right? With the look, trying to find the Chammy. Is that this part of the story? I'm gonna go ahead and pause it here. Alright. A good bit of time has passed. Even though it looks like it's the same empty hospital bed as before. He found her down in the room, the generator room, and he taught us all that if we believe that there is a medical emergency, if we believe that there might be one, it is perfectly acceptable protocol to lift the girl's skirt. He's a very wise man, Takeshi is. And then he came back to visit her later on, and she wanted to eat. He went and grabbed her sandwiches, and she fooled him again and left. And he discovered crumbs underneath the bed, so maybe. That's thought about it. I remembered having seen a rat running out of the infirmary. So was Tsugumi keeping a rat in here? The evidence would seem to point to that. In that case, has she gone looking for a pet? But where exactly? Maybe I should ask Sora. I called Sora from the infirmary terminal, but she didn't appear. Is this broken? I looked at the map of LeMU on the monitor, but I could detect no signs of life. Where in the vicinity would LeMU... excuse me. Where in the vicinity... of LeMU would there be a large terminal functioning? Of course, the security office. If I went there, I'd probably learn something. I left the infirmary and turned left down the corridor. When I arrived at the security office, I opened the door and flew inside. There's somebody already there. Tsugumi was sitting in a chair in front of the console. She was engrossed in something and didn't notice me come in. She was doing something at the console. Sounds like she's typing. Seems like that's what that something is. Oh yes, the Jungarian hamster. I have a feeling this somewhere in this will be different. I believe so. It seems like it's something that it's a section that could have differences. Maybe not, who knows? Well, maybe I'm wrong. Certainly not the first time, and I know it won't be the last time. Unless I die right now. Okay. I'll bring you back in when there's something different. Alright, so apparently it's the late night, and he's wandering about. He finds himself in front of an elevator. Has to choose whether to push the button or don't push the button. So this time we're going to say, don't push the button. Absentmindedly, I stared at the elevator call button. At that moment, the button was truly meaningless. Still, I thought about reaching out to push it again, but decided against it.
こんばんは。
Hearing a voice from behind me, I turned my head, and there was Tsugumi standing quietly.
ねえ、何してたの？そんなところにいてもエレベーターは来るわけないわよ。
I didn't have an answer to give.
どうしたの、たけし？聞こえてないの？
I couldn't help but
ちょ
laugh.
っと、どうしちゃったの？なんで笑ってるのよ。
Tsugumi seemed slightly disturbed. You know, to be honest, you're a guy staring at an elevator button, and you're laughing. So she has a little bit of reason to, you know. Just saying. It's nothing. No special reason. It's just that, well, I thought your question was pointless. First to get me started to frown. Then she left back at me. Okay, I remember that part. I don't know. I actually think I knew, but then I forgot.
じゃあ教えてあげるわ。クバレはクラゲのゴンドラのアトラクション。このエレベータールームのすぐ裏手にあるの。
Ooh, that's so. And then we both fell silent. Tsugumi started to giggle and gave me a hard look. We both knew what we were going to do next. I guess this scene happens regardless, no matter what. Because I've been trying to avoid Tsugumi this whole route. With Tsugumi in the lead, we headed for the quality entrance. Say, how do you make this thing work? Okay, now it's going to, I wonder if based on how you've been to her, if this scene is going to be different. It's quite an important scene. So, I did avoid the, even though it's an important scene, I did avoid this time around the scene with Sora, where she clones herself. So, I don't know if it's possible to avoid this where she tells about her origin or not. Doesn't seem any different. Though the later scene is probably a bit more important in that one, though. I guess you would say that the one where she proves it is more important. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it and bring you in a second. All right, so Takeshi is looking for people. That's pretty much it. He's looking for people. So he's looking for you, Sora, or Tsugumi. Last time I went to the infirmary. Now, guess I'll go to the security office. Climbing the stairs, I headed towards the security office on the second floor. Okay, and he'll run into you, I'm guessing. And as usual, the room smelled faintly of smoke. That's interesting. The kid never complained about it smelling of smoke, did he? It'd be weird if Yu's mother was a heavy smoker. And at one timeline she had took up smoking, and then the other she didn't. Or actually, I don't know. Whatever story there is with you, whether the person who worked here at LeMU, I don't know. That whole thing is still confusing as crap to me. But it'd be an interesting thing if there's still that whole thing about her different names. This isn't the time to dwell on it. Noticing me enter, you turn toward me from the console. Say you haven't been smoking, have you? Only said it in jest, but you looked slightly offended. Wait, have I? I thought that sounded familiar. Huh, maybe this is one of the things where you, okay, I guess this is one of them scenes where you do it in, same things in different order. Maybe. Maybe not. I remember I went to the infirmary last time. Maybe we went to the infirmary, nobody was there, and then had to go back to the, and choose between the other two or something. Can't remember. But we had that scene, though. Oh well. I will bring it back in when there's a change. Alright, well, it came to this now. Last time the kid said, "I'm sick and tired of your chicken sandwiches," so I smacked his face. This time around I will choose the non-violent path. Don't smack the kid. You cow, the kid froze. I pulled back the hand that I had raised. It all felt so stupid and so terribly sad. The kid looked up at me all hunched up and trembling. I was disappointed in myself for having tried to hit someone like him. My heart ached with sadness. I let go of the kid's collar and he backed away slowly. Everyone watched us silently. Tears welled up in his eyes. The kid looked over at Tsugumi. She injured her leg terribly and almost drowned. She had surgery. If it were me, I'd have probably died, but she pulled through it. I pointed at Tsugumi. Tsugumi stood silently. The kid timidly raised his eyes to look at her. But he soon stared at the floor again.
でも、Takeshiがそんなこと言ったってさ、僕はつぐみじゃないんだ。みんな同じじゃないんだから。無理だよ。僕には無理だ。そんなに強くないんだよ。そんなに強くなれないよ。生きてなんかいられない。生きていられないんだよ。だったらいっそのこと。
I didn't want to make him say the rest, but I couldn't stop him. I knew how hard it would be for him to say. Even I wasn't that strong. Everyone waited for the kid's next words in silence. They were probably unthinkable.
で、どうしたいの?
Okay, yeah, this is all stuff I did. All of that I think was stuff I done. Now last time, Skimmy dragged me off. And she's doing so again. Is this gonna be all the same? So pretty much there's no winning with her in that scene. It seemed like she fussed at him last time. Something about that. Okay, this is all the same. Okay, well, I'll bring you back in when there's something to show you. It's still going. It's not gonna end. Before it gets, I was gonna say this when it paused, but I may as well go ahead and say it while it's still going. Scummy had the whole thing where she killed Chummy and then had her flashback. Didn't the you can just kind of barely see the text as it pops by, but didn't the kid next to her back when she was a kid in the lab say something about being able to see the future? There are two things that pop to my head when I think of that. One thing is, was it the kid? Is that maybe why in the kid's version they're kind of mildly not familiar with each other, but kind of where it seemed like she kind of just something along the lines of it being them against the two of them against the others or something. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong, but it seemed like it. I can't remember exactly. Seemed like there was something like that, and or also, the fact that the kid next to her might remind her of the kid, which would make the same thing, and make her mention that the thing about being able to know the future to him. Wow, this whole branch is absolutely the same here. This is just a little bit early, but I think I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping it up. I'll ask you next time. But first off, sorry about the videos being a little bit scarce. Not scarce, but a little spotty lately. I missed yesterday. I missed last Sunday. I think I missed another. Maybe I missed another day during the week. I can't remember. And tomorrow will be missed. That I already know. I work in retail, which means the weekends are not very free. So, and especially coming up in the next couple months, they're going to be very not free. So, I'm going to try to get better at using a lot of my free time through the first part of the week to do the videos. So, pre-record pretty much, and I'm going to try to start doing that. So hopefully that'll work. Expect about 5 to 6 videos a week for this. Also, I want to do for Halloween Thursday, I think. I want to do a horror game. If you know any good low processing power horror games, let me know. One that I can wrap up in 1 to 2 episodes. Because I've said before, my computer is not very great. So yeah, a lot of the anything past 2009 is not guaranteed to work. And preferably free. Also, for the same reason, it may not work. But anyway, yeah, that's it. I do hope you folks enjoy, and I shall return for the next one. Farewell.